On the September morning of my first day of high school, I sat at the kitchen table, unable to eat my cereal. My mom sat across from me, sipping her coffee. She wore a flannel robe tied at the waist. I don't know what I'd do if I saw Mom wearing anything else in the morning. It covered her thin body in a comforting way. As far back as I could remember, the blues and greens of that robe, the soft, washed cotton of it, had always been a part of her, and I remember deep hugs inside that robe when I was really a kid. Of course, I was way past that now. The newspaper lay neatly folded on the table in front of my dad's chair. "You should eat," my mom said. Dad showed up then, all dressed up in his white button-down shirt, along with the red and black striped tie Mom gave him for his last birthday. I noticed he also wore the tie pin I gave him that same year, a silver shoe that matched a piece from a board game we used to play. He hung his gray sport jacket over the back of his chair. I just realized I can't hardly see this. I have a lamp for a reason, right? Unfolded the paper and began a systematic read from front page to sports to business to comics. Mom got up long enough to pour some coffee into his waiting cup. My dad was a Clark Kent kind of guy, mild-mannered sort of, in his own world, a bit aloof. I wonder if that's why he loved the Superman comics so much. Maybe he wanted to be Superman, I don't know. He was a mystery to me, my dad, so I guess it wouldn't surprise me if he had some dual identity. "It's Melrose's first day of school," my mom reminded him. "Mel, Mom, please." I hated when she used my full name. Dad looked from Mom to me, then he took a sip of coffee. He kept his eyes on me longer than usual. "What?" I wanted to know. "You'll have to remind the teacher you're a girl," he joked. I let my spoon stir the cereal around in my milk and decided I should at least try to eat something. "Very funny," I mumbled and took my first bite. "That haircut and those baggy clothes," he continued, "I'd swear I had a son." I looked down at my Army surplus pants, my blue work shirt, my sneakers with the stars on them. "Finish your cereal, Mel," Mom insisted, "and you," she gave my dad a teasing look, "leave your daughter alone." I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit to where Mel takes her first walk to her first day of high school. I looked down at the cuff of my pants, bunched up against my tennis shoes. I felt the soft cotton of the waistband hanging loosely there, like an easy hug. I walked the 2 blocks down Hamilton Place to Jupiter Avenue, the main drag in New Moon Falls. Then I walked the 5 blocks south where I arrived at the bottom of the Drift High School steps. I stared up at those glass doors where the morning light bounced back and hit me in the face. I'm not kidding. It hit me so hard I almost fell backwards. I know that sounds weird, like how can sunlight reflecting off windows knock you down? And I still don't believe it myself, but I felt it. And the thing is, even though I knew it was only sunlight, and even though I knew I could probably walk up those steps and stand with the rest of those high school kids, something stopped me. I froze there. Other students stood in groups, waiting to go in. I imagined them all staring at me, laughing. The sun had moved a little, so the reflection wasn't so strong. Still, I knew I did not want to start my first day of high school going through the front door with everyone else. A bell rang, and all the other kids scrambled toward the front door. They ran toward the main entrance, and there I was walking away from it. I heard one kid say, as he walked past me, "Was that a girl?" I turned onto Maple Avenue. It ran along the left side of the school. Frank and I had walked down the street a bunch of times. It was the best shortcut between our houses. The good thing about shortcuts is that you find stuff. Marbles, rocks, lost dogs, dead birds, and sometimes secret entrances. It turned out the front doors weren't the only way into Drift High. There was a side door, and the weird thing was, it sort of just appeared there. I mean, how many times had I been on that street before and not noticed it? That side door was solid, painted steel blue. Unlike the front doors, which were mostly glass, this door had no window. only a metal handle. Mel! Hey, Mel! I turned to see Frank running down Maple Street toward me, his full pack slapping his back. Perfect timing. Thought I was going to be late, he said. What are you doing over here? Look what I found. I put my hand on the metal handle. A side door. It's kind of perfect for you, he said. You're a little sideways, if you ask me. Hey, I said, pushing at him. You can use the front door then. The truth is, Frank was a little sideways too, and that side door suited him just fine. It's our way in, I told him. Starting high school makes you feel kind of lost, and finding that door, well, it made me feel kind of found, if that makes any sense.